Chloe. No last name. Just the girl who owns 47 lip glosses, 3 plates, one very dramatic houseplant named Kevin who has seen things, and one floating shelf that has been drunkenly tilting forward for 11 straight days, like it's trying to stage a slow-motion escape with all her books, stands barefoot in her apartment at 3:27 p.m. on a golden syrupy Saturday that smells like vanilla candle, fresh coffee, and the kind of anticipation that makes the air feel thick, wearing an oversized off-the-shoulder sage green sweatshirt that has completely surrendered the fight to stay on either shoulder and the softest gray lounge shorts ever invented, more vibe than actual clothing. Hair twisted up in a knot held together by a single chewed-up pencil and pure spite. When 3 calm, confident knocks land on her door. "You guys, I'm Chloe, 22. Fairy lights glowing low and conspiratorial, lo-fi playlist humming the slowest, filthiest beat it owns. Afternoon sun pouring through the windows in thick, honey-colored sheets. Kevin the plant side-eyeing me from the windowsill like he already knows how this ends. And this is happening right now. 3:27 p.m. on a Saturday that just looked at the calendar and said, bet. Hit subscribe, ring the bell, comment the last time a quick shelf fix tightened every single thing except the shelf. Let's go. I open the door. Everett is leaning against the frame like he was born there. Faded black t-shirt clinging to his shoulders and chest from the 4-flight stair climb. Dark jeans that hug in ways that should require a permit. Salt and pepper hair, perfectly imperfect. Green eyes, crinkled with that half smirk that could restart a dead heart. He's holding a small canvas tool bag in one hand, a tiny level in the other, and the kind of quiet confidence that makes the hallway feel suddenly too small. "Caught you glaring at that shelf through the peephole yesterday," he says, voice low and warm and amused. "It looked like it was winning. Figured I'd come restore peace before it staged a full coup and buried you in romance novels." I laugh, too loud, too breathless, already toast. "It's been passive-aggressively leaning for 11 days. I was about to negotiate a hostage situation with my own furniture." He steps inside, kicks the door shut with his heel, and the apartment shrinks to the size of one shared heartbeat. We migrate to the corner where the shelf is doing its best impression of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Books, succulents, the tiny ceramic cat I painted at 2 a.m. while drunk on wine and bad decisions, everything tilted forward like they're trying to jump ship. He kneels on one knee, tool bag open like a surgeon's kit, screwdriver already in hand, the little bubble level balanced on the shelf like it's performing surgery. I hover way too close to hold the phone flashlight, but really just watching the way the muscles in his back shift under the thin cotton every time. He reaches, the way his t-shirt rides up, just enough to reveal a strip of warm skin when he stretches high, the way the faint scar on his forearm catching the light, the way the sun turns the silver in his hair into literal threads of gold. Conversation starts completely innocent. How the shelf came pre-installed and has been drunk since move-in day. How he once fixed an entire kitchen cabinet with nothing but a paperclip and sheer stubbornness. How Kevin the plant is definitely live tweeting this entire interaction. How I tried to fix it myself with a butter knife and only succeeded in stripping 2 screws and my dignity. Safe lasts exactly 5 minutes. Every time he leans in to check the bracket, his shoulder brushes my bare leg. Every time I hand him another screw, our fingers overlap and neither of us lets go right away. Every time he laughs, low, warm, right against my skin, the room gets smaller and warmer and louder in all the quiet ways. The gentle scrape of the screwdriver becomes the only soundtrack we need. Each twist feels like it's tightening something inside my chest instead of the wall. He tests the shelf, gives it a gentle shake. It doesn't budge. He looks up at me from his knees, green eyes darker than they were 10 minutes ago, voice rougher. "Perfectly level now," he says. "Won't fall again." I bite my lip so hard I taste cherry gloss. "You're officially my favorite handyman." He stays kneeling for one more beat, hand still braced on the shelf, the other resting on his thigh, close enough that I can feel the heat rolling off him in waves. "Happy to help, Chloe," he says. My name's slow and deliberate, like he's been tasting it for months. The air ignites. I reach down, slow, giving him every possible out, and brush a tiny wood shaving off his shoulder, letting my fingers trail across the warm cotton, down the curve of his bicep, lingering like I've earned the right. He rises in one fluid motion, and the kiss happens somewhere between the floor and standing. He meets me halfway. I descend, gravity finally doing its best work. My back meets the newly secure shelf with a soft, satisfying thud that rattles the ceramic cat but doesn't knock a single thing over. His hands slide under the sweatshirt to the bare skin of my waist, calloused palms branding me everywhere they touch. The screwdriver clatters to the floor like it's applauding. We don't leave that corner for hours. There are slow, barefoot dances with no music except the lo-fi playlist, looping the same perfect song for the 8th time. Whispered confessions against collarbones about how he's been inventing reasons to walk past my door for months. Laughter that turns into happy tears when I admit I may have accidentally loosened one more screw last week just to see if he'd finally knock. Coffee that goes cold 3 separate times, because neither of us can be trusted to care about caffeine when there are collarbones to trace. Quiet promises. Pressed against wrists and hip bones and the spot just below my ear that makes my knees forget their job entirely. 11 p.m. We migrate to the couch, legs tangled, fairy lights flickering like gossip. He steals one of the tiny brass screws from the floor, rolls it between his fingers like a coin trick, and tucks it into my palm. Later, I drill a hole through it and wear it on a chain around my neck like a medal. 3 p.m. Sunset leaks peach and rose and molten gold through the windows. We attempt to cook pasta and fail spectacularly. Water boils over, sauce splatters, smoke detector threatens mutiny. We end up eating it anyway, straight from the pot, sitting cross-legged on the counter, feeding each other forkfuls between kisses that taste like garlic and forever. 29 p.m. The shelf stands proud and perfectly level behind us, holding every book, every plant, the drunk painted ceramic cat like it's proud of its wingman era. We take a selfie in front of it, his arm around my waist, my head on his chest, shelf perfectly straight in the background. It becomes my lock screen before the night is over. 47 p.m. We're slow dancing again, barefoot on the rug, my sweatshirt long gone, his t-shirt a distant memory on the floor next to the screwdriver and a trail of wood shavings. Kevin the plant has turned away in polite disapproval. 14 a.m. We finally migrate to the bedroom because the couch started making noises that weren't us. The shelf stays perfectly still in the living room, holding vigil like it knows its job is done. Chloe winks at the camera. Phone propped on the dresser where it's been recording since 3:26 p.m. Battery clinging to 1%. Red light still valiantly glowing. Sweatshirt completely missing in action. The tiny brass screw now warm against my heart on its new chain. Fairy lights and moonlight and the quiet, perfect hum of a room where everything finally, permanently fell into place. And that's the full, uncut, heart-exploding 11 days of leaning shelf, screwdriver scrape, golden Saturday, all afternoon into forever story of how "can you tighten this real quick" became the most secure, level, unshakable thing that ever happened to me. Some shelves don't need fixing. They just need the right person to stop pretending they're not already falling. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment the last time a loose screw turned into the strongest hold of your life. Chloe's dangerous desires just got perfectly permanently mounted, and the shelf was only the beginning.